what is different about the experience that people are going to get with All Things Detroit 2022 as you also are a part of curating, making, and bringing to life the Beacon Park Marketplace. You've partnered with other makers and placemakers, and I guess the world of like the term used, I think more so is pop-up shopping,
Pop-up
which is a
shop.
whole lot of more. Like you are, I would say, when it comes to like people that are trying to do a pop-up shop, it's like it gets down to the rubber hits the road, and I'm talking about corporate, high-level corporate sponsors from the Fisher Building to the low-level church that maybe want to start.
Man.
So like all of that, it's you, because you know all of these different you know sellers that are willing to do this, and it's a lot that goes into that. So what are you adding to All Things Detroit now as your footprint and your expertise and what you do has magnified exponentially?
Everything that you said just made me think about how I have come such a long way from that 1-bedroom apartment, because a lot of people don't know that I actually started in my 1-bedroom apartment. You know what? A friend of mine called me at one morning at 6:00 in the morning, and she said to me, "You are the queen of small business advocacy." She said, "This needs to be your title because this is who you are. You need to step into who you are." And how this relates to the question about how things are different, I feel like they're going to be different because I'm different. I have in these years, you know, with COVID and pivoting and doing all these things, I've always stepped outside the box, but I had to step outside the box even more to create something different, to create more of an experience, but also to show people like how I've grown, like as a person, being more comfortable with myself to bring a great experience and grow, stepping outside of the comfort zone of only working with a certain demographic of people or limiting myself to this or thinking that other people won't understand the vision, and thinking just like, who gives a damn? This is me, the queen of small business advocacy. And what's different about this is not only me stepping into myself, being more comfortable in I would say, creating these different experiences, but just having it back and just partnerships and growing and evolving. Me being able to step outside of my comfort zone and being grown as a person, I've built those different relationships, and those people are taking a part in All Things Detroit because people didn't even know what it was. I'm doing a news interview, but I'm not walking up to that person because I don't think that they're the right demographic. But now this Jennyfer is walking up to people and saying, "Hey, you know about All Things Detroit? Do you know about these opportunities for small business?" And just a younger crowd of people to let them know, you know, other inspiring entrepreneurs. I think that, you know, before COVID, my demographic was, I would say, like people in like their 30s and above. Now I have, you know, entrepreneurs who are small business owners that are in their 20s. And that's because I stepped outside of my comfort zone to allow them to see what I do and reach out to them. And I just had to get more comfortable with myself and say, like, why do you feel that these people won't, or this demographic of audience won't feel comfortable with like what you're saying and what you're doing, right? No, they need to learn, and I can show them something too. And so what's different is me. The experience is different is because these businesses that are here, we are the strong that survive. We were able to pivot through that pandemic, still be in business, and we're showing up to this event to meet that new customer who's comfortable being out. So there's Jenny with Startup. We have Startup TV show. They're actually going to be there, and they are actually going to be pitching, letting businesses pitch their business for a chance to be on national TV. We've never had that. I've been producing this event for 8 years, and now I have my first official sponsor, which is Chase. And, you know, that's something that's different because before, everything that I made, everything that I did, I put everything back into this. When I make money, you know, there's no rich daddy that's coming down or no rich cousin or anybody that's paying for this. Everything I make, I was putting right back into this. But my only prayer is like, I wish someone could see the passion and see what I put into it and believe in it is what I'm doing. And I feel that Chase has done that for me when they said, we want to do work in the community, and you are doing that work in the community. So it's so many things that are different. And I'm just happy to be back in my element and in my space. And I feel good. And I feel good being this Jennyfer versus being the Jennyfer that I was before COVID.
That's deep. That's deep. So what's happening? You mentioned the TV. It's too hard to go through all of the vendors because it's so many.
It's so
vendors.
many. It's 200.
But
We have 200.
Yeah, so it's like that'll take up the whole interview. You'll be listening. So, but what else have you added? Because that's the other thing about Jennyfer. Jennyfer is always a person that like is adding more, just pushing further. Where it's like, all right, we're gonna have some food trucks over here, and it's like, okay, we're gonna have some. You're gonna look up one day and it's gonna be like, all right, so we're gonna put the Super Bowl over there. You're gonna be like, Jennyfer.
Let's have everything there. Let's have everybody come out. My goal is to have people flying out. You see something you see on the snooze or whatever. We want to be nationally known where we have people flying out one day for All Things Detroit Day.
That's
All Things Detroit Day is that weekend. One day we're going to make it a full weekend. Yes. We're just going to take over
you made
and just have it everywhere. We made it a holiday.
And I didn't even know you could make holidays, but Jennyfer will
Listen, I didn't know you could make it a holiday either. And I don't want to cry, but in 2019, in November, the day after All Things Detroit, I lost my father, who was like my biggest fan. When I'm on the news, he's listening. When we in the mix, he's listening. And, it was so hard for me. It still is hard for me right now. And when I'm taking my long drives, when I'm doing my interview, when I'm mad about business, when I'm frustrated, when I'm confused, whatever it is, I would call me and say, it's okay, baby. And I have my man in my life, but like my daddy, I'm that daddy's girl. And so he would always say to me, like, you have created something so great. You speak so well. I don't know how you did it, but I just wish the world could see. And that's just real. He'd be like, I wish the world could see. He would tell me, I was tweeting this person. I'm like, Daddy, please don't tweet people. Like, they're going to think we're crazy. But he was like, I wish the world could see. And so as I'm in my grief and I'm dealing with these things and I'm producing this event again because I'm working, I was like, Stephanie, which is my PR, how can I make this a holiday? Like, there's 313 Day, but how could I make the world see, in a sense, what I've done? Because my daddy said so. My daddy said that people should see. And I think so, too, because he put that in me like, you are the shit. You can make anything happen, and the world should see, and they should know because it's just that great. Because this is something that can be produced anywhere. I feel like I can go to California and Chicago or whatever and produce something and support people who do what they love and make it great. And he gave me that confidence. And sitting in COVID and building on that, I was like, I have to be as great as my father thought I was. And that means stepping outside my comfort zone. Let's make this a day. Let's make this a national holiday. And Stephanie and I did some research and we were able to go in front of the city council and all those things. And there's still one more thing I think that we really have to do, that we want to be like, go all the way and get something from like the governor, which we did not, and we want to do that. But we have a national holiday, and it's to support small businesses in Detroit, and we need to roll with that. Like, it is a big thing, and I'm not done spreading the word about it.